All right, so we are back. In this training, like I mentioned earlier, we're going to be talking all about how to deal with negativity. And it's something that happens a lot in our space because, unlike a traditional business, like, hey, I'm trying to start a restaurant or I'm trying to start a clothing line, there's going to be naysayers in that. There's going to be people that don't believe you can do that. But when you talk to someone about starting an online business, and telling them that you don't have to trade time for dollars. You don't have to trade material goods for dollars. You don't have to pay salespeople. You don't have to pay for someone to create a physical good. It kind of gets to another level, right? It's something that a lot of us have felt. A lot of people I know have actually given up because of it, and it's something that I wanted to talk to you about because it's something that really affected me when I first got started. So probably more than Adam, probably more than a lot of people, which is why I'm just going to head this training, and I just want to talk to you guys about my story and kind of what happened there. Um, Negativity is something that everyone is going to counter. As long as you tell people what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish, and it's something that they're not currently trying to do, they don't believe in themselves enough to try to do it, then you're going to get some backlash. So, to give you kind of an example, I'll tell you about how I first got started online. So, a lot of you guys know a little bit about Adam and I. We talked a little bit inside, I think, the one of the university talks. A lot of you guys, before you joined ClickBank University, you heard some of our story inside the ClickBank University sales video, right? But I got started in high school. Okay, senior year of high school, I first got started trying to figure out, how do I make money online? How do I figure out how I don't have to work a crappy job? Okay, I don't have to intern, I don't have to do that, and I can make enough money that, yeah, not, you know, go crazy, but I can pay for my own stuff, and I don't have to be dependent on parents and that kind of thing. Well, it wasn't until around freshman year of college that I first started figuring it out and I first started getting on a roll. So the first thing I did was I tried to make money with AdWords. Okay, so if any of you guys know how that works, I try to make money actually with AdSense. So AdSense is the advertising, is a way you can advertise stuff on your own website. And when people click on your ads, you make some money. And so this seemed kind of cool to me. So I tried to figure out how to make blogs and that kind of stuff and start generating traffic and getting people to click on my ads. And every time someone clicks on an ad, Google, because it's an ad that Google is running for you, Google pays me like 15 cents, right, for a click. So I started trying to get a lot of people onto my website, telling friends and family, trying to build traffic, trying to get it to go a little bit viral, trying all this stuff. And it was working. I was starting to get, hundreds of visitors a day. But I wasn't making very much money because even if I got 1,000 visitors in a day, what would happen is, only maybe 1% click on the ads. So that's 10 people out of the 1,000 click on the ad. And if I'm making 15 cents per click, I'm only making $1.50 a day, right? And that's from 1,000 people. So it was a cool thing in the beginning because I started seeing that, I could make some money. Around this time, I was in dorm rooms. So I was in college, and this was, just so you know, Sue, this was 5 years ago. So I was in my dorm rooms in freshman year college, and people are like, "Oh, Justin's trying to make money online. It's making him like nothing, right? It's not working. He's been trying every day. After school, after finishing my homework, I would just try to figure out, going through the internet, trying to figure out how to make money online." I'm sure a lot of you guys have looked that up, right? Is that kind of what led you onto this path? Is you just try to figure out how to make money online? You just maybe Googled that? Let me see if any of you guys did that. Just say yes if any of you guys just one day wanted to Google it. Yeah. Okay. So what happens when you guys Google make money online? A lot of things happen, right? You start seeing a lot of stuff. Some of it is good. Some of it's free. Some of it's paid. A lot of it's not good. And you kind of get lost, maybe even more lost than you were before, because now you have so much different content, so much different training. People saying, make a blog, do advertising, do Facebook ads, do affiliate marketing, make a product. Why don't you do this, 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 this? And there's something new every week. Before you know it, you're signing up for people's email lists to try to learn about stuff, and then they're sending you a bunch of stuff every day to buy. And you don't know really what's real. You don't really know who to trust. You don't know what you should try. And so it kind of gets you a little bit confused, trying a lot of stuff, spending a lot of time trying to figure out this whole make money online thing. And all during this time, my friends are saying, just stop looking. It's not going to work. You've spent hundreds of hours on this, tens of hours a week trying to figure out how to make money online, and you're not making anything. Just give up. It's not real. All those things are fake. You'll never be able to do it. And so this is something that happens over and over again. So that's where the first lesson comes in. Okay, so the first lesson I started realizing when all these people, my friends, right, my roommates, were saying, this is, Justin, you're just trying to make money quickly. It's not real. You have to actually get a job. You should focus on your schoolwork. You should maybe get an internship, work for someone for free. You need to get a job. So as this went along, I would just, start not telling them about stuff. So I would completely stop telling friends that, hey, I'm going to go work and try to figure this out. Hey, I'm not going to go out to a party with you because I want to focus on trying to build an online business. Or, hey, count me out for that movie because I'm going to try to do affiliate marketing this time. And so what I would start doing is I just would stop telling everyone. So that's what I started thinking. I just wouldn't tell anyone what I was doing. At this time, I wouldn't even tell my girlfriend what I was doing. I would just, say goodnight and then pretend like I'm going to sleep. And then I'd get back on my computer and I'd work for 3 more hours from midnight to 3 a.m. trying to figure out how to make everything work. And it wasn't until I found ClickBank that I could do this. It wasn't until I figured out about affiliate marketing, where if I send 1,000 people to a affiliate product, I could actually make $1,000 instead of $1.50 like I was making with advertising. And it wasn't until affiliate marketing that I started seeing the potential. And that got me even more excited, because when you start seeing your first sale, that's when things really start happening for you. That's when you buckle down, you're like, this is for real. And now you're just focusing in and you have more confidence. So that's another thing. That's the second lesson I want to talk to you guys about, is having self-confidence. So what self-confidence means, and I actually took this from Tony Robbins, which a lot of you guys probably have heard of, a motivational speaker, kind of a strategy speaker about how to think in the world and how to build a business. And to him, self-confidence is something that everyone can have. And it doesn't have to do with actual results. It doesn't have to do with results at all. It has to do with thinking about results, thinking and imagining that you already have those results, and that gets you even more excited. So if you can imagine, the thought of getting sales every day, and just imagine, I'm going to work, I'm going to make sales, and the idea that I'm never going to give up until I succeed, then there's no doubt in my mind that you will succeed, as long as you never give up. But how do you never give up? The only way to never give up is going to be to tell yourself over and over again that you will succeed, that it's only a matter of time until you figure it out, and you won't give in until then. If you think about that for a second, like you just won't give up until you're successful, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be successful. And that confidence of just, focusing in is going to help you get past any of the really lame comments by friends. And my next part of the story is with family. So friends are one thing. It's kind of hard to hear, this online stuff is all fake. It's not going to work. You're never going to succeed online, from friends. But the hardest part is probably going to be from family. How many of you guys have heard something from a family member? You don't have to tell me what family member it is, but it's just something that's negative. Just say I in the chat or yes. All right. So it's not exactly, and I want to get this straight, okay? It has nothing to do with family trying to sabotage you, okay? So you don't have to be upset at your brother, at your daughter, at your mom, at your whatever, if you are having any negativity from family. So the hardest part is when family thinks that, you know what, it's probably smarter that, you just relax when you get home from your job and you don't try to do this because, you're already working hard enough and all that stuff. And it's really hard to hear this from family. But it's not because, they don't want you to succeed. It's because they're a little bit afraid that you will fail. And it's not something that, it's not their fault. It's not that they don't believe in you. It's just that they've never done it themselves. They've never really seen it. So when we talk about making money online, it's kind of a subculture. It's something that not a lot of people do. Or, there's a lot of people making money online, let's face it. But it's not something that 99% of the population is going to know a clue about. And you're telling people that you're going to succeed at this thing that 99.9% of people have no idea how to even get started. So what you have to do when you're getting this negativity from friends or family is try to stay true to those three things that we talked about. The first one that I used to always say in my head that we talked about is don't tell them, but show them. So don't say, I'm going to go try to figure out how to make money online. Just hide it, okay, if you need to. You can hide it until you actually can show them. And that's what I always used to tell myself when my friends would be negative and blah, blah, blah. I would say, okay, I'm not going to tell them anymore. I'm just going to show them my ClickBank account when I start figuring it out, right? And that is something that can really help. It's kind of, it might seem maybe cowardly that you're just going to hide stuff, but it's not like that at all. You guys have to get away from negativity and surround yourself with positivity. A really famous author said that your worth, your net worth, is going to be that of 5 people who you surround yourself with. So if you're with people that, don't really believe that you can be successful, I'm 100% sure that they're not super successful themselves. And so you need to just be around people who are successful, but even more importantly, potentially, is run away from those who are bringing you down with negativity. So that's the first thing. Now, the second thing is self-confidence. You got to make sure that you believe, because if you truly believe something, it doesn't matter what other people say. It doesn't matter if they think you can't, because you know in your heart and in your head that you can succeed and you can do it. And the third thing that's really helped me get past this whole loop of, people saying, yeah, I don't think you can do it, and me kind of doubting myself, is imagery. So The Secret talks about, how many of you guys know what The Secret is? Let me see in the chat, yes, if you do. The Secret. It's a movie, documentary about kind of believing in yourself and putting things out into the universe, and then things kind of magically happen, right? The universe gives it to you. Well, I love that idea. I don't believe it's completely true, but here's why it works. The Secret's about believing in yourself and putting things out about your goals. And guess what happens when you do that? What happens when you believe in your goals? You have them, maybe you have them on your wall, right? You have the house you want to live in, a vacation you want to go on this year, whatever it is. You attract those things. I don't think it's from the universe just giving it to you, but you attract those things because you gain confidence, because you start doing the work to achieve those things, because you now have a driving force to actually reach your goals, and you visualized what you're going to get. And so when you do that same idea, you take that same kind of mentality with your own self-confidence, what also happens is, guess what? When you have that vacation you want to go on, maybe with your loved one this year on your wall, and I want to do that, that's my goal. If someone tells you that, maybe this online stuff isn't going to work, well, guess what? You're not going to take down your image, right? It's still in your head. You still know what your goal is. You're still going to work at it. And that's something that's really helpful to get over negativity. So negativity has affected many people inside CVU. It's really a type of subculture that we're trying to achieve here. It's a movement. It's trying to live a few years like some people don't, so you can live the rest of your life like most people can't. All right, so that's the idea. And it's something that is basically an entrepreneurship idea that, you got to do something that people just won't do to be able to live the rest of your life like people will never be able to do. And once you accept those things, and maybe you don't tell friends and family that are skeptical because you know what's going to happen. They're going to kind of bring that negativity onto you. But the important thing is to stay focused on what you want to achieve, and in your head, tell yourself in your head that you're going to show them your results instead of tell them about what you're going to do. And that's something that's really helped me along those lines. And I'd love if any of you guys have some of your stories. You don't have to give any names, anything like that. But I know that a lot of you guys, and I actually talked on the phone to a CVU student that was like, yeah, my friends, it's funny, I was talking to him because he went to college, and he said his friends just don't believe in it, and they won't kind of support him with it. And it sucks, but you have to also realize this second part of negativity, which I want to talk to you about now. The second part about negativity and why friends or family kind of are putting you down, not that they're doing it on purpose, again, not that they're bad people because of it, but the main reason why people are adverse to you being successful and successful online is because if you're successful doing this, working hard for maybe months trying to figure this thing out, then starting to get more successful, maybe after a year you're completely dominating the whole space. That's awesome. But what does that tell you? What does that tell you if you're the friend saying not doing it? If you're the friend that's not doing it, you don't want the other person to succeed. And it's a weird kind of mentality, and it kind of goes back to our caveman years of wanting to be just as good or better than someone else, because of kind of goes back to a lot of stuff like reproduction and all that kind of stuff about competition, right? But the reason why people are immediately negative to things is because they're worried that if you succeed, it proves to them that they weren't confident enough, that they made the wrong choice with their time, that they didn't try hard enough, that they didn't believe in themselves enough to be successful. And they wasted all that time and energy kind of just putting you down. So people want, Conrad just said it perfectly, people want you to be successful and happy, awesome. But people don't want you to be more happy and more successful than them. It's something strange there with human nature. And like I said, it does go back to a long, long time ago. But the important thing is to kind of realize these things, right? And kind of step back. And what I've realized through this whole process is that you're kind of more enlightened than most people when you're telling them about your ideas, or you're trying to figure out how to make money online. You're trying to live a better life, right? You're trying to put in work now so you can live life better later. It's a hard thing for most people to do because most people are trading their time now for instantly cash now. They're trading their time that they know that once they spend their time, they're going to get some dollars back. We're a sort of subculture to that. We're kind of the anti that. We want to spend time and not even make money during that time, but know that we have a bigger vision so that, guess what? If we spend all that time, maybe we'll make money for the rest of our lives without having to work, right? That is a totally brand new, totally different idea. And it kind of proves to people that they're wasting their time spending time for dollars. And it kind of degrades them a little bit because you're using your time more effectively, you're using your time better. And you're investing in yourself, just like Dave commented. Exactly. So that is kind of why people initially are negative, and you have to kind of think of yourself a little bit as being more enlightened than they might be in this situation. You have to be kind of a different level where you're listening to them and you're understanding where they're coming from, but it's not affecting you. And when you can do that, you won't be bothered by friends, you won't be bothered by family because you know what you need to do. And initially, a great idea is to, like, once you experience negativity, you don't need to fight family, you don't need to fight friends, just don't talk to them about it. But the goal, and it'll help you once you find some results, is you'll be able to show them. So when you talk to people like friends or family now, like if I talk to the same friends that, might have said before, Justin's just trying to make a quick buck, he has no idea it's never going to work and it's all a scam and blah, blah, blah. Now, when I talk to them, first off, they know a little bit more. They know better than to say that now, obviously. But if I'm ever meeting new people, guess what? Oh, I think there's too much competition. Oh, I don't think any of that stuff really works, blah, blah, blah. All you got to say is, yeah, I made blank today and I didn't actually work today. So that happens every morning when I wake up. Money comes into my account and I don't have to worry about it. And once you have that kind of level of enlightenment, it's going to be much easier. But the important thing that I really want to get across, guys, is that it's not people's fault that they're negative. There's reasons why they're negative. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with them not believing in you. It has much more to do with them not believing in themselves enough to want to do something like what you're trying to accomplish. You guys can call it jealousy, envy, whatever it is. It's a weird kind of mix of stuff that just has to do with people wanting you to be successful, just not wanting you to be maybe more successful than them. So it's a strange thing, and I thought it was a really good thing to talk about on today's training. I am totally up for any questions, any concerns about this. I want to bulletproof your guys' mentality, because I know that the number one thing, I know a lot of people want to know, yeah, what's the quickest way I can make money? That's great to think like that, because you want to figure it out, you're willing to work. Okay, cool. But the important thing is you need to keep a mentality so that, guess what? Maybe it's not as quick as you thought. Guess what? Maybe you're going to have a hardship. Guess what? Maybe you're going to start making money quickly and then something's going to happen and maybe you'll get distracted and blah, blah, blah. You need to have a really strong mental capacity, a really strong, stubborn. Okay, you need to be stubborn in this case. It's actually good to be stubborn in this case for your goals, for what you want to achieve, and not letting people put you down. So it's really important, I think at least, and I hope you guys agree, that to talk about this and kind of being mentally tough and just really believing in yourself, because you need to understand that when people talk about, maybe you're telling someone about affiliate marketing, maybe you're making a product and you want them to help you with a case study, and maybe they feel a little weird. Like I had one friend who had a really popular YouTube video. And I was like, hey, you should put this link, which was an affiliate link for my own product, but I was going to give him a commission. You should put my product link in your YouTube video. And and he wouldn't do it. And the reason why he wouldn't do it, he was just kind of like worried that what I was doing was working. And it was a really weird kind of thing. So I wanted to really go over this with you guys today. It's really important to stay strong. And something that I haven't really told many people is that during my time as a freshman, okay, in college, so I was a freshman, I started figuring out affiliate marketing, right? I started figuring out how to make some money online. I made a couple sales here and there using some traffic method that I was doing. And it was cool and I got excited. But then I kind of kept working on it. I was spending like 10 hours maybe to make a sale. So 10 hours to make a $30 sale probably wasn't worth it, right? $3 an hour. I wasn't really doing anything. I wasn't really finding success. And then summer came of that freshman year, and I completely got distracted. So I was not working, but I was playing tennis. Okay, I played tennis in college, and I was really focusing on tennis. That was basically my work, right? And I was really focusing on that. And then what happened was I completely kind of lost track of affiliate marketing. I completely lost track of trying to be successful online, and I got a little distracted. And that's what a lot of you guys might come across with life. Life gets in the way, whether it's negativity, whether it's a job, whether, maybe you got laid off and so you have to find another job and you're really busy and you're tight on money, and maybe a family has issues and you have to pay medical bills, and there's a lot of stuff going on in life. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. And what happened was I completely forgot about, not that I forgot, but I completely gave up on trying to make money online. And then once I went back to school, something interesting happened. And again, I haven't told this to the public, so you guys are on live, lucky. Something interesting happened. So I played tennis and trained and trained and trained 6 hours a day, every day of summer, right? And then I went to the first week of college, and you have to do tryouts again. And I wasn't worried about, not being on the team. And I realized when I counted the amount of people who got recruited, I realized that the number was off by one, and that the coach has to cut someone. And so I ended up getting cut from the team, even though during tryouts, I did really well. I beat everyone except one person. All right. That's what happened. I did super, super well, and completely, utterly surprised, I got cut. It's kind of like maybe some of you guys with work, and you think you're doing really good or you're working really hard, and then maybe you get cut off from work. And this was absolutely insane to me, because this was something that I was doing, my whole life, working super, super hard, almost every day for the last 10 years, right? It was something crazy to me. So it completely turned my world upside down. But what happened then was complete luck as well. For some reason, since I had so much more time now, right? I wasn't, training 3 hours, 4 hours a day with the tennis team. I just had blank 3 hours of time every day. And what I did was I started getting back into it. I started purchasing a couple programs that were pretty expensive, to be honest, at the time, like a $2,000 program. And I started learning, and then I started building my own product. And I just worked at it hard for like a few months, because I had all this extra time. And I started making sales and building it and getting excited and teaming up with people and making more money and building my business. And I had to leave college a little bit early because I was building my business and I was getting real results. And this was a really, really interesting kind of twist in life that I only really realized it after, when it was something that I thought I lost, like one of my biggest things, right? After 10 years of training, I just get cut, turned into one of the luckiest things that happened to me. So I want you guys to think about that. I want you guys to kind of take a step back with what's happening. And if you ever have, negativity, maybe it's you're overcoming a challenge, maybe it's personal, maybe it's something financial. Take a step back and think about how you can overcome that and how maybe it's a benefit, and how during those times of negativity from friends and some family members saying, hey, you should really get an internship, hey, you should really maybe get a real job, from some of the closest people I have, right? I use that as fuel so that I could show them when I do become successful, I could show them that it was worth it, that I was right. And I use that as fuel to keep going. So I want you guys to think a little bit outside of the box with this. I want you to think about, what's affecting you in your life? What kind of roadblocks are there with you? Maybe some of you guys maybe aren't having anything now. Think about this when you are having roadblocks, when you are having negativity. Some of you guys I see in the chat, you're like, wow, I'm relating to this perfectly. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I needed to hear. So I want you guys to think about all this stuff on this training. It's going to be put inside of the members area, and I kind of want to leave it at that. And let me know any questions you guys have, and we'll go through them too. So I'll give 5-10 minutes for other questions as well, so that way you guys can catch up and you guys aren't stuck with your stuff with ClickBank University. But let me know in the chat, what do you think? Do you think this helped? Do you think that it's something that you're going to think outside the box with any issues that you're having? Or do you think that this is something that you're going through now? Is it something that you think can help you later? Let me know in the chat, and we'll also open it up to questions. And also, if you have any questions that maybe are more personal or whatever, I can also write back to you right in the chat box. So just say private, and I'll write back in the chat box for you. All right, awesome. Yeah, so a big one that I kind of hit on a little bit on today's training is distraction. And distraction is something that happens to us all. And it kind of goes back to being a bit more organized, which we can talk about in an upcoming training. And we have some training inside ClickBank University about staying on track. And getting distracted is probably the number one reason people fail to build a business, they fail to generate an income online, is that life just gets in the way. And that's totally okay. Stuff is going to come up. But what you have to do, and it shows for a lot of you guys are working and trying to make that transition of, working a job to not having to work a job. There's that transition period, right? Where you're working on your online business, on your ClickBank business, maybe after hours, right? You get home at 6, have dinner 7, relax for an hour 8, then work on all this stuff from 8 to 11 or whatever it is, then pass out and then have to go to work the next day. So it's really hard to stay on track, and there's so many distractions in life. So the most important thing is to stay persistent. And even though there's crazy distractions, if you have 30 minutes a day, if you have an hour of less sleep that you're willing to give up every day, that's going to help. So maybe you're getting 8 hours of sleep. Maybe it's time to get 7 for a couple of weeks and just see what happens, right? I don't think there's going to be a big difference in terms of your health. Consult a doctor if you think otherwise, but you have time. Time is completely a man-made thing. And so if you're willing to give up an extra hour of sleep to try to work on this stuff, that's what I would recommend is you got to do this stuff after hours. For me, it was during my schooling stuff, it was, work from or school and class and all that stuff, and then homework and essays and studying and blah. I was a pretty good student back then, so I kind of had to study. Um, it was from around 11 p.m. once my friends would stop bothering me to around 2 a.m. every day, trying to figure out how to make everything work. So you got to do it after hours, and you got to try to stay consistent. That's the hard thing. Is once you lose that consistency, like let's say you're going to the gym, right? And you go to the gym every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. What happens when you start maybe you give away a Friday? You start maybe thinking, yeah, I can take off Monday, and it kind of just totally falls apart. You want to stay consistent every day, and that's going to be how you create successful habits. You got to do them every single day until they become totally automated. Brushing your teeth, automated. Flossing, kind of automated. If you do it every single day for like a month, it's going to start getting automated. For some of you guys, maybe it's not automated yet. All right. Rita, what was your big breakthrough with affiliate marketing? So my first thing where I started generating an income with affiliate marketing in college, making enough money that I didn't have to worry about the essentials, right? I wasn't making a lot. Maybe I was making $50 a day. Like I was making maybe an extra $1,000 to $1,500 a month in college, which was awesome for me at the time. My big break was actually doing YouTube reviews, okay, reviewing products, ClickBank products on YouTube. So I would review them, so I would read all about them. I didn't necessarily buy them, but I would read all about reviews of them, right? And then I would make a YouTube video talking about the product and saying, if you're interested, click the link below in the description. And that is actually how I started generating consistent traffic to my affiliate links. And so, yeah, I really like that method if you guys want to do that. It's inside ClickBank University. I talk a little bit about it on review marketing. Awesome, Keith. Yeah, Pete, getting distracted is definitely a huge problem. It's all about getting consistency and building those successful habits. Charles, are there any products or you recommend for getting organized and focused to develop the habits of highly successful people? One of the books, okay, if any of you guys want to start reading about kind of managing your life for business, one of the best books that I have is what is it called? Um, Let me Google it real quick. It's all about not managing your time, which is interesting. All right, so the book is called The Power of Full Engagement. The Power of Full Engagement. You guys can check it out. I thought it was really, really good. I'm sending it to all of you guys right now. The Power of Full Engagement by Jim Loehr, Loehr. The Power of Full Engagement. So this is all about how to manage your energy, not your time, and that is the most important thing, to be fully engaged, to be take advantage of everything the most effectively as you can. So that's definitely a good one. All right, here's a question from Keith. I have the perfect products to advertise. The perfect product to advertise for me is going to be a self-defense course. How do I know which product to choose from? Which one's going to be best? Well, the best way to choose products when you're promoting products as an affiliate is to, obviously figure out what your target demographic is. Who's most interested in buying what product? What product should I sell these people? And so he said that a self-defense course is the best. So the next step is going to the ClickBank marketplace, typing in self-defense, and then finding the most popular product under there. The most popular products are going to be the best ones for you to sell. And the reason why is because those are probably going to convert the best, because those are making the most money, which means affiliates are promoting those products instead of other products because they are converting better. Hey Ruth, let me know if you have any issues with the ClickBank Builder. Just send an email to support at clickbankbuilder.com. Awesome, Thomas. You're going to stay persistent, and yeah, it actually is a little bit hard. Also, ClickBank University, if you're paying the membership price, you also have that. So you're kind of, maybe you have any doubts about, is this going to work? Then I have to keep paying. Maybe I should stop. All that stuff. It kind of goes back to that. The best thing that you can do is give yourself a mentality that you won't give up no matter what. It doesn't, let's take away like you cancel CBU and you still work hard on whatever. You got to make sure that you never give up no matter what. If you never give up no matter what, you will 100% be successful. And that means never giving up in working hard, never giving up in putting the strategies that we talk about into place. Hey, John, I'm going to write, email me at ClickBank Builder, email me at support at clickbankbuilder.com and ask for Justin about checking out your product. If any of you guys have, any of you guys are creating your product and you're worried, I'm learning from your training, it's awesome, but I want a little bit more. If you email support at clickbankbuilder.com and you say, hey, I wanted to see what Justin thought about my sales page, they'll forward it to me and I'll check it out. Sue, is this an affiliate link? LOL. To the book. No, it's not an affiliate link to the Powerful Engagement. Just so you guys know, like Sue just brought up, you can actually be an affiliate of other platforms. So you can be an affiliate of Amazon. If you want to sell an Amazon, an Apple MacBook, a laptop, you can actually sell that as an affiliate and make a commission, which is pretty cool. All right, guys, that looks like it ends. Thank you, Laura. Happy it was helpful, and you won't ever give up. That's what it's all about, guys. So yeah, thanks so much for being on this training. It was awesome. Never give up, guys. You guys are all great. It's hard sometimes. Life gets in the way. It's incredibly difficult to stay on track and stay consistent and stay focused. And that's why, not 99% of people are successful online. It's about you guys learning from us, putting things into place, staying focused, taking action, and never giving up. And I promise you'll be successful. So on that note, guys, have an awesome rest of the week. This is going up inside the training area for any time you ever need to hear it again. And thanks so much for being on. All right, we'll talk to you next week. See ya.